What's the fastest you've seen someone's life fall apart? The baby shower was in full swing at my sister Kat's house when her husband Steven walked through the front door carrying a case of sodas from the store. My daughter Abby, who'd been quietly coloring at the kids' table, suddenly jumped up and ran straight at him, planting herself between Steven and Kat's very pregnant belly. "No! You can't come near the baby!" she shouted, her tiny hands spread wide like she was guarding a goal. The entire room of 20-some women and a few men went dead silent, pink and blue streamers suddenly feeling out of place. Steven laughed nervously, setting down the drinks. "Hey there, Abby Bug. What's this about?" But Abby wasn't backing down, her little face scrunched up in determination. Babies are small, and if you hit them like you hit Aunt Kat, they could die. The silence somehow got louder. Kat's best friend dropped her mimosa, and it shattered on the tile floor. Steven's face was turning red as he tried to play it off. Kids say the craziest things, right? She must have seen something on TV. He reached out to ruffle Abby's hair, but she ducked away from him. "I'm not confused. I saw you. I was more surprised than anyone." I stood up. "Abby, sweetheart, what did you see?" I was nervous for her response. She goes, "Last week when Daddy dropped me off for my sleepover, I forgot my teddy bear in the car. When we came back, Uncle Steven was yelling, and Aunt Kat was on the ground holding her tummy." Steven started pacing now, running his hands through his hair. "She fell." I was helping her up. "Tell them, Kat." But Kat wasn't saying anything, just staring at her lap, one hand protectively over her belly. Abby continued, her voice getting stronger. "And at Thanksgiving, you pushed her into the cabinet when you thought everyone was watching football. But I was getting juice from the kitchen. She was crying, and you said sorry, but then you grabbed her arm really hard." I moved closer to where Steven was standing, instinctively positioning myself between him and the women. "That's enough from the kid," Steven said, his friendly mask starting to slip. "Kat, tell them she's making this up." Kat's friend Angie knelt down beside her. "Kat, honey, is any of this true?" Kat's shoulders started shaking, and tears were rolling down her cheeks, but she still wouldn't look up or speak. I started to sense something was off, so I said it. "Kat, show us your stomach." Everyone was thinking the same thing. The room held its breath as Kat took a deep breath and slowly lifted her maternity top just enough to reveal her rounded belly. There were definitely bruises, and they weren't an accident. Someone gasped. Someone else started crying. My mother pulled out her phone, and I knew she was calling 911. I felt my fists clenching. Steven exploded. "Those are from her being clumsy. She walks into things all the time. You're all crazy, listening to a 5-year-old. He started moving toward Kat, but I stepped directly in his path. "I don't think so, buddy," I said quietly. Steven tried to push past me. "Get out of my way. That's my wife and my baby." But now Kat finally looked up, her face streaked with mascara. "No," she whispered. Then louder, "No, Steven, it's over." He spun toward her, his fists clenched. "You're going to let your family destroy us over some kid's imagination?" Steven completely lost it then, kicking over the gift table, sending wrapped presents flying. 8 years I've put up with your family's crap, and this is what I get." He pointed at Abby, who I'd pulled protectively against me. "That little brat ruins everything." We literally had to hold him back. "You're nothing without me, Kat. Nothing. Who's going to want you with a kid? You'll come crawling back." Kat's friend was already on the phone with the police, giving them the address. Kat stood up, supported by Angie and my mother, her voice growing steadier. "The only person who's nothing here is you, Steven. You're a coward who hits a pregnant woman." He tried to break free again, nearly catching me in the face with his elbow. "When I get out of this, you're all going to pay, especially that little—" "Don't you dare threaten my daughter," I warned, tightening my grip on him. The sound of sirens was getting closer. The police arrived within minutes, and Steven was still fighting as they put him in handcuffs, screaming about false accusations and his rights. As they dragged him toward the door, Abby wiggled free from my arms, looked right at him, and stuck her tongue out while waving goodbye, which, despite everything, made everyone burst out laughing.